Welcome to Get Database Training, guys. You are listening to Saif, and this is the second tutorial of this video series. In this video, we are going to see how to create a database. So here is an overview of what this video covers. We will start with what is a database. Secondly, we will learn how to create a database. In order to create a database, there are two ways to it. One, with the help of GUI or graphical user interface. Two, using a query. I advise you all to focus mainly on the querying and the scripting part. However, we are going to cover both. Secondly, we are going to see how to establish a connection to our database using both GUI and a query. And for those students who haven't done the installation of SQL Server yet, I advise you all to please refer back to my previous video, which is part 1 of this video series, SQL Server installation. So let's get the ball rolling. What is database? A database is a collection of data which stores and provides information. Also, it's a container which contains database objects such as tables, functions, views, store procedures, etc. Okay, so all these database objects we are going to learn and understand in the upcoming sessions. But for now, you can remember a database is a container which contains many database objects. Okay, so the advantage of storing data in a database is it provides security. Okay, so basically what we can do is we can create users in a database, we can grant respective permissions to them, and with the help of this we can prevent unauthorized access to our data. So now we're going to see everything hands-on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch SSMS, which is a client tool, and this tool helps me to establish a connection to the database engine. Okay, so once we are connected to the database engine, then we can create databases and all the database objects. So this is my SSMS, which is SQL Server Management Studio. So this is a client tool. We always use this tool to establish a connection to the database engine, and the name of my database engine is Saif PC. Okay, so let's establish a connection. There we go. Here I'm connected to my database engine. This is my database engine server 14.0, and here I see all the server objects, and if I expand databases folder, I don't see any databases created because we have just finished the installation of SQL Server. So I'm going to create a database, the first database on my database engine. Okay, and if you remember, there are two ways of creating a database. Firstly, with the help of GUI, and secondly with the help of script. So let's see how to create a database with the help of GUI. All you have to do is just right click on databases, click on new database. So here it will ask you for a database name. So let's say Saif_DB. Yeah, so just give the database name and click on OK. So now on the left side you see a database is created with the name SaifDB, and when you expand SaifDB database, inside you see all the database objects. Okay, so at the moment there are no tables. We haven't created any user defined tables yet. And how to delete a database using GUI? Just right click on the database and delete. So this way the database gets dropped. But we are mainly going to focus on querying part. We are going to learn how to create a database using script. For that we need a query window where we can write and execute these scripts. So here is a new query option. Click on new query. So here it has opened a query editor window where we can write and execute all the SQL commands. Okay, so let's see the command to create a database. So here we see a command which is to create a database, okay, which says create database and the database name. So the SQL language is very much similar to our English language, where we have to give just like instructions in an English language. So we can simply say create database and the name of the database, which is SaifDB. Let's see how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna say create database and the name of my database will be Saif_DB. So once you have written the command, all you have to do is just to highlight and then click on execute button. Alternatively, you can also hit the F5 key. So the moment you click on execute button, underneath you'll see a new panel. This is called as the output panel. So in this panel, SQL Server will display all your messages, results, as well as the errors. Okay, so at the moment, because there are no errors, it had just given us a message which says command completed successfully, which means SQL Server has created a database for us. Let's verify. On the left side, I don't see my database under this folder, so I'm going to right click on databases and refresh. The moment I refresh it, I see a database with the name SafeDB, and when I expand my database, I see all the database objects. So here, these are my database objects. So with this, our database is created, but on the top left, you see something as master. What is master? A master is one of the system databases which stores all the system level information, like which user has logged in from which machine, what is the session process ID. All this system level information will be stored in the master database. Okay, so every time whenever we connect to the database engine, the default database we will be connected to will be the master database. And obviously, I'm not gonna continue working the master database. I need to switch to my database, which is SafeDB, so I can store my data within my database. And in order to switch to my database, I'm gonna run the command use Saif_DB. And currently it's master, but I'm gonna highlight and execute this. Now you notice that SQL Server has switched the database from master to SafeDB. Command completed successfully. Another way of switching the database from master to your database is with the help of GUI, where you can drop the list down. You'll see the list of all the databases, and you can select the database in which you want to work. Okay, so SAP database is our user-defined database, and master, model, MSDB, and TempDB are the system databases. I'll explain you about the system databases in the upcoming sessions, but for now, we are going to connect to our user-defined database. Should you have any queries, feel free to drop us a line or visit our website, which is www.getdatabasetraining.com. So that's all for now, guys. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please like and share this video, and for more videos, subscribe to this channel. See you again with the next video. In the meantime, keep practicing and all the best. Thank you.